thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Pleasure.
What a panel.
Yeah.
And what a heated debate in a way.
Absolutely.
But that's exactly what we wanted to see tonight. Well, just to recap for our audience, we're talking about premium APIs tonight. Why it's important that we talk about these premium APIs.
Yeah, I mean, premium APIs are really a central point because the regulatory minimum provides services where really the banks can't make money, so it's not really that much of a surprise that the banks are not driving towards it with full enthusiasm. So premium APIs give the potential for banks to commercialize the services, get a return on their investment, and that's a kind of like business case argument. But there's a more strategic argument, which is essentially that banks need to move into the API economy, and the only way that banks are going to remain relevant in this world of digital platforms is by publishing a full range of retail and wholesale banking APIs to embed their financial services into those platforms. Because if those guys don't do it, the bigtechs will do it or the fintechs will do it.
Now we're talking about premium APIs.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take to implement those?
Look, I think it will be quite quick. I mean, we have to thank the regulators for getting this whole API thing going. They've kickstarted the environment, but stuff was happening in the background anyway. There's this McKinsey argument that says that by 2025, $60 trillion worth of economic activity will be on digital platforms. And if there's anything to learn from the Chinese example of Alibaba and Alipay, it's that those digital platforms like Alibaba or take your pick, Airbnb, Amazon, Google, Facebook, what have you, they will contain financial services. And really the question is, where will those financial services come from? Will they come from the banks or the big techs themselves or from the fintechs? So the banks, in order to be relevant in those digital platforms, they need to publish APIs. It's the only way that financial services will get into those platforms. So I think that trend was happening irrespective. And actually, if the regulators have done one thing, it's probably helped the banks to wake up to the need to publish commercial APIs to remain relevant in this world of platforms.
What you're saying is great, but how would you encourage some sort of collaboration where banks would be open to work with fintechs and big techs to actually make open banking a success story?
I mean, think about this again, world of platforms and world of the digital economy. It's kind of hard to get your head around, that kind of phrase, software is eating the world. And platforms are definitely a big part of that, changing every industry from retail and recently this big travel company in the UK went bust, so platforms are changing everything. And actually, the platforms and the fintechs and the banks are just destined to be intertwined. I mean, there's no other future. So I think it's an inevitability that we'll come together, that we're living in this hyper-connected world where APIs are the ways of connecting these digital platforms. So I think we're at a point of time. There's a lot of issues with strong customer authentication, the reticence of the banks to really engage, a lot of friction, but the fact is the digital economy will come together and there will be plenty of space for big techs and fintechs and banks to work together.
Joined us tonight, our community. It's great. We'd love to see more banks like Citi join this conversation. Do you see value of the evenings like tonight in actually building that dialogue? I
see massive value in the conversation, and one of the things is, the more different perspectives, the better. And we have to focus on the essentials. So look, if there's one thing we've learned from open banking, is that we need good, strong customer authentication mechanisms. One of the messages I have for the banks is, let's get federated bank ID. It works in Sweden. It's the great way of delivering good, frictionless, strong customer authentication. So that's one thing we can learn by dialogue, learn from best practices from other countries. In this dialogue, I hope that fintechs, banks, big techs can come together. Also regulators, get the right answers. Make the payment systems better, make the open data economy work better, make the API economy work better, get some economic growth. I think we can do that by good dialogue, so yeah, it's very valuable.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you so much.
Bye.